Welcome, everyone, to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. Producer, good job on turning down the music exactly when I would have turned it down if I was running things. So
yeah,
good.
Josh he's a good producer.
Josh is pretty good at it. And the producer has been revealed thanks to Zach Hahn, who the producer is. So Josh.
Sorry, I dropped it.
Dude, it's like the Inspector Gadget, you know, when they're always showing that hand and you never see who the actual guy is, you just hear the voice of that hand. Please tell me you watched Inspector Gadget.
I remember seeing the movie, and it was pretty bad, so it kind of soured me on the whole Inspector Gadget thing.
Okay, I got you.
He was just an idiot.
I loved Inspector Gadget, man. I used to watch his show.
Classic.
It was. He wore that little jacket.
Yeah.
He was bumbling, dude. He
was
was
a part
a
of our childhood.
approach to solving crime. I didn't care for his style.
Well, anyway, so if you guys have not recognized by now, Josh Bryant is here with me. Zach Hahn, thank you guys for being here. A lot to get to. Kentucky Wildcats is full swing in football. They played their second game. They're 2-0. They just beat South Carolina. Mark Stoops' first SEC win game in Lexington. Let me just say that Mark Stoops, still not impressed by him. I think that he won a game, but that means he's going to lose a game, which I thought he was originally going to win, and which means I think he's going to probably lose down in Vandy. I thought he was going to win that, but now I think he's going to lose.
I think you got your facts a little twisted.
You're jumping pretty far.
You said what? It was his first SEC win? No.
This was his first away road SEC win.
I thought you said in Lexington.
No, this was his first away SEC win. Think about that. He's been here 3 years, never beat an SEC team outside of Lexington until
that's terrible.
last Saturday.
It is. That's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, but it goes even further back than that. It goes like to 2010, the record did.
Yeah, that's an heirloom from Joker. So let's focus on the Florida game, man.
But right now we're undefeated. Let's talk about that.
I mean, congratulations, congratulations, Kentucky. And
undefeated.
I don't mean to. Bring some negative energy down on the program, but I just don't like Mark Stoops. I think he's a great recruit. He gets a great recruiter. He gets great recruits. He just can't do anything with them. But, he is 2-0. We are undefeated.
Yes, it feels good.
I think he's got a great offensive coordinator. I mean, you might have your doubts about Stoops, but Shannon Dawson looked really solid in that game, man. And some of the other assistants. I do like Boom Williams. I think he's probably my favorite player. I think Patrick Towles is a good quarterback.
He's growing.
He gets a lot of crap, but
he made some big plays.
He made some big plays.
Did you see when he dove in the end zone? And his helmet came off.
Yes.
Wow, that was awesome.
He takes sacrifices for his team, and he won. So
he did what he had to do to win.
Yeah, Patrick Towles is good. I like him way better.
He takes risk.
Way better than Drew Barker.
The team as a whole, really, when they blocked that 2-point or whatever and took that to the house.
Yeah,
that was crazy. You don't see that very often, but it's like, hey, that really helped us out.
Oh yes.
Absolutely. So, Kentucky football, congratulations to them. Well,
who do we play next? Who's next on the schedule?
We play Florida, which I'm going to that game.
Oh, that's a home game, too. Hopefully we can win that.
Man, they were tested. They were tested by ECU. Vegas, it gave them a big edge, but...
How long has it been? How long has the streak been? They beat us the last 23, 24 years. Florida, we haven't beat.
It's been like a generation.
Yes. If Stoops could win this game, and he's starting to win these games, he could just win stuff like this, like Florida, and save his job and call it a successful season. If he's beating games like Florida, if he beats Louisville,
that is a successful season in my eyes as well.
Yeah, so because at Kentucky, it's asking a lot to make it to a bowl.
I would just love to see what beating them would do to the Florida fan base. I bet it'd tear it apart, dude.
They would think they hit an all-time low.
That's the thing, man. We all like the prestige of the SEC or whatever, but if Kentucky football was sitting at 6-0 in conference, the whole SEC would just come crumbling down. It feels like. Some of those programs have been good for so long. And
there's always that one.
This whole stigma that.
There's always that one feisty Florida fan too that has the gator pants on. They're orange. They're real tight. They're skin tight, and she's loud at the games.
They got that big ugly orange stadium that says the swamp. This is the swamp or whatever. Really. You know,
Yeah.
say I hadn't heard, like, why'd you have to paint it on there? It looks obnoxious.
And they hold their arms out and they do like the gator chop.
Yeah, they look as dumb as Florida State doing the tomahawk the whole game, man. I bet them people's arms just limp after they leave.
And they're dressed in those ugly colors.
And they just
Orange.
Oh, they were all orange against ECU.
Oh,
Florida's going to have
I'm
some.
glad they got that out of the way because I don't think I could watch that all game.
Florida's going to have a down year. I mean, in sports, their basketball coach is terrible that they hired. It's terrible hire
His
from.
name John Doe.
Yeah, from Louisiana Tech.
Basketball powerhouse.
Oh,
There's
to
so
go
much history in
to go from
Hey, Josh, you heard about what their basketball program was doing the last few years?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Man.
yeah to go from one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time in college basketball, Billy Donovan, to this guy.
Yes.
I mean, that's like going from a Lamborghini to a Cavalier.
I just can't believe they didn't have like a better backup plan in place. Like Billy Donovan almost left once before, like took the job and then came back. And they just welcomed him back with open arms.
I would have picked the UK assistant Orlando. I would have took him and put him in Florida. He could have got recruits.
I don't think he would have taken that job.
Oh, why not?
That would have been disrespect to Calipari, dude. That would have been direct disrespect.
Oh, negative. I disagree. Like, I think that he would. Cal has coached against players in the SEC. Tony Barbie was at Auburn when Calipari coached against him at UK. Speaking of Calipari, he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. 2015 College Basketball Hall of Fame. He was an inductee. He got inducted on Friday. What did you guys think of his speech?
Oh, we just watched it, and he is quite the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, I forget it it's been so long since I've listened to him, but he did a great job.
Yeah, it was a presentation, man.
Yeah.
Like,
He looks like he has a spray tan, though. Have you guys noticed that? Like he's very dark. I mean, he looks like he's laid out in the sun for about 4 or 5 days.
Thanks. Josh and I are trying to, have a legitimate discussion about the speech.
Yeah, and here I am.
You're talking about a spray tan.
Well, here I am, the speech instructor, and should be focused on his presentation.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment.
Nonverbal.
He's trying to be hip. He's trying to be cool like the rest of them.
I don't know. I don't think a spray tan is the way to go. Somebody should tell me.
He looked sharp, man.
He looked a little orange for me.
Like I said, I wouldn't.
He did.
I wouldn't vote for
good speech though.
Calipari if he ran, but I'd vote for a politician that looked like him, talked like him. Man, he's what a presence on stage there.
If there was going to be an actor to play John Calipari, who would it be? I think it would be Alec Baldwin.
I almost said Robert Downey Jr., but
Robert Downey Jr.
Like if they did a real extreme makeup job on it, dude. What would the movie be about though? You know how basketball movies you can't be about the whole. For a coach movie, it's got to be about one specific time, one specific season, like a moment in his career.
I don't know, but what I would really like to bring to life if I was ever a producer, I would like to bring a reality show of John Calipari, call it the Caliparis, and just have it, talking about following around John, his recruiting process,
watching him play his games a little bit.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I would like to produce a show like that, and it's going to draw fans because UK fan base is so crazy. It's going to draw millions because Kentucky fans are going to watch it.
But that speech.
But that speech was good.
He got all his players up on stage. He got all his players up on stage.
That was
awesome.
That picture put in perspective how good of a coach he is.
He really did. Him speaking with his players behind him and just showing the what skill he's brought up or helped bring up.
I don't know. At the end, I believe that he really wanted to help achieve all their dreams too. Man, it was touching moment. Pat Riley up there.
Well, we just spoke about him the other day.
He just wins, dude.
Let me say something about Pat Riley
and Larry Brown up there in your corner.
Tell them what you were telling us the other day about Pat Riley.
I mean, Pat Riley has just never lost in his entire life. He's one man that's the most successful. Pat Riley is the most successful UK player of all time. In the history of all UK players, he is the most successful. Why? Because he went to UK, he played for Adolph Rupp, he was one of Rupp's runts. He won a national championship. His banner still hangs in Rupp Arena today. He was an MVP while he was in college. He then went on and played in the NBA. He went first round in the NBA draft, was a player for the Lakers, went and coached the Lakers, coached one of the greatest players in the NBA, Magic Johnson. He won four.
It just goes on and on.
4 NBA championships as a coach, and then went on to the Miami Heat and won as an owner. Did he coach there too and win? Who knows? But he won there as an owner 3 times with LeBron James. He is the man. Has he ever lost? John Calipari is sitting up there thinking,
this is my idol.
Pat Riley.
They said Pat Riley was a confidant. Like,
Pat
Riley. Been,
he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Kind of mentor him, I guess.
Of course he is. Yeah, he's like the king of the Hall of Fame. Like Pat Riley.
He's right out there with like Bill Russell and
he's
Red
like
Auerbach.
He's like the Bruce Jenner of basketball.
They were gonna make
Bruce Jenner was to the Olympics, Pat Riley is to college basketball. What if Pat Riley became a transgender, Josh?
No. That
would take things and that would put things into real perspective on what happened. If Pat Riley became a transgender, if Pat Riley,
where's the script come from?
If Pat Riley became a transgender, that would be a huge show. I am Pat. He wouldn't even have to change his name.
A reality show too?
Yes.
What's everything in a reality show?
Yes, it's I am Pat, and he's got his long gray hair. He's wearing his heels, his dress, and he's still, and his wife stays with him. It would be an epic show. Even it would be on the we could put it on the SEC network. They need to make me the SEC network.
What do you think of in your spare time?
I just thought about that actually.
Oh, just now.
Yeah, we did, but so that's in the world of sports. Zach, I've been wanting to talk. I'm glad that you could. Thank you for being here on the show, man.
It's been a while. I called in, and I appreciate you having me back, man.
It's no problem. So I have to talk about this with you, man. Me and you first met in a place called Rowan County, and the world knows it as Rowan County. It's the home of Kim. It's the home of Kim Davis.
They mispronounce it and all.
They call it Rowan County, and it makes me think.
What are they doing? Are they on like a boat?
Well, it makes me
Rowan. It's Rowan.
It makes me think though. If the celebrities are calling it Rowan, should we just start calling it Rowan because that's what the world knows it as now?
No, man.
So it's Rowan. Okay, so Rowan County. Kim Davis. Me and Zach lived there in that town for 2 years.
Don't keep referring to it as her county.
In that county, Kim Davis is the clerk there. Zach, what do you think about the whole Kim Davis situation? Isn't it crazy though that it's got to this point?
Is she still in jail?
No, she's out.
Well, I think that's the best decision there. I didn't like jailing her. I thought that was a little excessive, but I mean, you got to do your job at the end of the day. It's an elected office. You got to be an official. You got to do your job.
Yeah, so you have to step down. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, like she's proposing interpreting the First Amendment completely different than it's been interpreted for like hundreds of years.
Yeah. And Josh, you're of course feel the same way.
Yes, you got to follow the rules if you're in office.
Yeah. I appreciate her backbone. She has a backbone, and she stood up for what she believed in, and I think that's just something that we preach all the time. People should stand up for what they believe in, but, Kim Davis did. However, she did have a job to do. It is the law. You have to follow the laws of the land, and she
did not,
so she needs to have her punishment. So it's good. It's still a developing
like I
story.
said, I sitting in her jail. I don't think that was, I'm not sure that was the right way to handle that. But
no.
I guess the whole situation had come to an impasse. I mean, all the court options have been exhausted, so they got her for contempt of court.
Got her for contempt of court, yeah. So she's now in jail. Or she went to jail. She's now out. So. Yeah. I wonder if she's like
who could have predicted this?
She's capitalizing on this. She's never even heard of some of the stuff that she's on.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if the legislature will impeach her in January when they meet, because the governor refused to call a special session. So
I would have called a special session to take care of that.
He said he didn't want to waste taxpayer money. I think that was admirable.
I don't. I think that was something that was needed to. It needed to be called.
Pay for this drama.
It needed to be called. This was something that needed to be called. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
Some things don't need to be called, but this one did.
Some things are an emergency.
Yes, and this one was. I agree. I think that. So you would have not called. So your decision, Congressman Hahn, would have been not to call the meeting.
I would have supported the governor on that.
Oh, liberal. He's
money
a liberal.
Ain't money. That's fiscally conservative.
I forgot he's a liberal. So
you act like there's money spilling out all over the place. Sometimes you just gotta say, hey, it's not gonna be worth it to bring all the whole the whole house together for impeachment
of an office.
Yeah, for one person. I mean, you're kind of
but she's
going on a bigger stage.
She's going against the Supreme Court. Let
the United States Supreme Court do that, and the Kentucky legislature will meet up in January, and we'll see how it plays out then. I mean, nobody has any idea on that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate.
The story is not over yet, is all I'm saying.
Okay, I appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. There's so much to still talk about, though, apparently, before I was about to exit, but Josh just reminded me.
You turned it political, man. We went all over the place.
Yeah, I turned it political, and I was about to turn it, but Josh wanted us to talk about this charity game that UK had. So back to UK. The UK had a charity game. They played who, Josh?
They played the UNC alumni. So the UNC alumni versus UK alumni of the recent years.
Yeah.
Which, well, UNC didn't have much to show for, but they invited Michael Jordan to become coach, and he said, well, maybe I'll play. And then he saw who he'd be playing against, and he said, maybe I shouldn't play. with DeMarcus Cousins and Terrence Jones and Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Knight. So anyway, those were some of our players. And then on the UNC team, you had some people like John Henson and Harrison Barnes, who never made the All-Star team.
Who seemed to be taking the game most seriously?
Terrence Jones and DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins wanted to play the most minutes, and when people would try to come in, he would playfully tell them to go sit back down. And Jones probably had 20-plus points, and so did Cousins. And
nice.
Did Michael Jordan even show up?
He did not, but you know
Didn't
what?
think so.
Do you know this, though?
He's turned his back on his alma mater.
He's turned his back on North Carolina.
We challenged North Carolina to a friendly alumni game, and I felt like some of their alumni just didn't have.
You know who was there, though?
Yeah, who?
Jerry Stackhouse. He was 40-something years old.
Was he playing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, no, it's nice to see an old guy in there.
He didn't
It
score
is.
much.
It's an alumni game.
He didn't score much, but
Yeah, he's
fun
playing
to see
against
him.
Anthony
Jordan would
Davis.
have been
and people
welcome.
like
Well,
that.
actually, Davis coached. Davis didn't play. He just coached.
You met Anthony Davis on Saturday.
Yes, I did.
You got to take a picture with him.
Yes.
Was it an experience?
It was.
Was he a nice guy, rude guy?
He was all right, you know. I mean, he'd been taking pictures, but he was like, "Yeah, I'll take one."
Yeah. He was a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Did he
They were
not?
all-
Did he not say? Did he not say this is going to be my last
Yeah,
picture?
he did. He did kind of mumble that this was going to be his last picture.
Kind of a hateful thing to say.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
But yeah, it took several.
I
Said,
mean,
all right.
don't go to Tollyho. Don't go downtown where all the college students are going to be. And if you don't want to take pictures with anybody, if you don't want to take a picture with somebody,
Go to Malone.
Go to Applebee's or something like that,
to
man.
Applebee's.
Go to Malone's. Well, wherever.
Did Ashley make them that little sign? They put a little "Do Not Disturb" sign
Yeah.
on their table for him.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
my wife made a little "Do Not Disturb" sign and put it on their table for him.
Did she really? What
Yeah,
did they
whatever.
do?
Miss
That's
Vaughn.
pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. What did they do?
They had their little
They
sign
put
there.
it on the table.
Did they say
Yeah,
thank
man,
you?
maybe
Maybe one or
DeMarcus.
two people walked over and tried to get their picture after that, but they were like kind of just pointed at the sign, and they didn't have to take pictures after that.
Did they thank Ashley for giving them their sign? The do not disturb
DeMarcus
sign?
did. Yeah,
That is funny. That
Yeah.
is hilarious.
we had a good time.
That is funny. What? I would miss that
You would.
situation.
It
You
was
guys-
great. So it was him,
Oh.
Terrence Jones, Eric Bledsoe, and Deron Lamb.
I want to tell Terrence Jones that I tore it up against Josh in NBA 2K the other day. I beat him. I don't know if he's told you, and I want to announce it to the world that I did beat Josh Bryant in NBA 2K.
How many times did it take you?
It only took me a few times to do it, and I beat him. And it was by about
All the
5
way
or
up
6
here.
points, wasn't it? It was
I
about a
can't
decent
remember.
amount.
It was your
Which
first win. I
What
thought
were
you
the
would remember.
teams, man? Give me the
I was the Houston Rockets, and he was.
The Philadelphia 76ers.
I mean, whatever, dude. You've been playing for years. That's all he does is sit up here with his
Okay.
little
Don't
styrofoam
listen,
blue
guys. Don't-
character and play 2K. But anyway,
We had a good time.
I am about to close up the podcast, and unless anybody has anything else to say, no, okay. Because last time I tried to do
Well,
it,
no, I would like to say thanks for having me on again, man.
of course, man, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to have you in studio instead of over the
that's
phone.
it. Dude, it is so plush in here, like the things you've done with the studio since the first couple times I was in here, and then like, I bet if I called in this time, next time I was on here, I bet your communication system and everything is
The
just
sound quality.
decked out, dude.
Yes.
That board over there, I'm just looking at, like, there's these little knobs going up and down every time I talk, man. It is nice.
And the microphones. What do you think about the hanging microphones on the ceiling?
Those are those industry leading, dude?
They're Bose from the Bose
Wow,
sound
man.
system. Yes,
They
yes.
just look nice.
It's a Rush Limbaugh studio. But I want to thank everybody for listening. Josh, still thank you for being on the show, and who also my producer. His name is Josh. It's not Josh Bryant, but he sucks as a producer because my music is still not rotating. on the track. When I want to be exiting, I like my music
Producer
to be
drops the ball.
produced.
Figures. It was a great episode. Sorry, folks.
Sorry, folks.
Have a good night.
Even if she go